Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. For today's video, I'll be sharing 3 tips for effective LinkedIn follow-up strategy. Now, I know a lot of you struggle with following up with your LinkedIn connections, and you're puzzled on how to sound professional, how not to sound aggressive, or what are the messages that gets you noticed, gets you the results that you're looking for. I'll be sharing all that I can with you today to get you to that point. So before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more LinkedIn tips. This is the first tip that I'm going to share with you today. Make sure to connect with your leads on LinkedIn. Who are the people in your network or the people in your second and third degree of network on LinkedIn that you can reach out to and your services make sense to them? So the first you can do, I've shared this with my previous video already. You can go to your organic network and browse through your connections and see who are these promising individuals that you can reach out to. Just make sure that it makes sense to them, that what you're trying to sell, what you're trying to offer, the services you're trying to provide is something that they could actually use. So aside from that, you can also just do a quick search. Make sure to type in a job title that your decision maker most likely would carry in their profile. So you can get to see how many of them there are in your state or in your city that you can actually reach out to. Now, once you do get to know these leads that you want to speak with, make sure to take note of who they are. And if you don't have any tools to help you ease the process, make sure to remind yourself, put their names on your calendar, remind yourself to follow up within this certain day or this certain week so you're not missing out and stay on top of your inbox or getting lost in translation with everybody else that's trying to reach out to them. I have a bunch of people that I've reached out to with using my LinkedIn account, and let's use Rob here as an example. He's a co-owner of Yard Life Pools, business owner of Kibro Construction, and he may be someone that needs my services. I've sent out an invitation to Rob January 20th with a note saying, "Hi, I'm looking to grow my LinkedIn network with interesting people like you. Would it be cool to have you in my network?" Why did I decide to go the casual route? Is because a lot of people on LinkedIn tend to brush off salesy invitation messages. You don't want to be aggressive. You don't want to sell immediately. You're not going to get entertained at all. You're just going to get ignored 100% of the time. If you start out your message on a conversational tone, guaranteed 3 out of 10 would notice you. And that's still a huge ratio because a lot of LinkedIn users right now tend to ignore messages, even if they're so promising, even if it's well written, even if it sounds really just typed in within a few seconds. If they're busy, they will not notice you. But thing is, they will go back to their profile, especially if they remember, I noticed reading a message and brushing it off immediately, but sounds interesting or sounds like something that I would jump into. So again, just sound like you're sincerely starting a conversation with the person. You got to start some trust somewhere. And if the person does give you that trust, eventually the conversation goes your way and you will land that time, if not a sweet deal, with your targeted decision makers on LinkedIn. So as you can see, Rob did not respond and I had to follow up with them a few days after. But before sending out this, I've already sent out an email and made a phone call to Rob. He was just not present at the time. I called and he didn't respond to my email, so I decided to send him another follow-up. So now when you follow up to a person, you don't have to sell again immediately. Just again, sound light. And if you really want to share something, I strongly recommend it to sound easy. Here's how I wrote my message for Rob. Happy to be in your network, Rob. In case you need my specialties, I can help with LinkedIn data extraction. Visit my website. Have a great day. Just give him an option to look at what you can offer, what he can gain. If he's very interested, everything within 5 seconds will make sense. He'll most likely click on my website. And if again, it makes more sense to him, he will reach out. And that's common behavior on LinkedIn. Now, he still didn't respond. I'm assuming since he's in construction, he may not be online most of the time or more than other professionals would be. So I sent out another follow-up. Hey, Rob, I'd like to show you how to leverage your LinkedIn account to reach business owners, CEOs, professionals. I'm leaving a question to the end of the message, a short message, so that if again makes sense to him, he's just going to respond. There's nothing else to do. This is the call to action. If Rob is really, really busy, the second tip, utilize the contact information information anyone would be leaving in their profiles. Anyone in your network would be leaving on their profiles. Rob here has an email address that I can use. So I'll go ahead and email him. Now, he doesn't have a phone number, but it's very easy for me to find a phone number as long as I have the person's first and last name and the company that he or she works for and their titles, job titles. Easily get a phone number on Google. I'll be utilizing Rob's email here. The best way to sending an email is not the same second you've sent your message. It's rather a few hours after you sent your message, because he may be very busy right now that he can't look at his phone, but when he's free, he'll most likely open up his inbox and see who messaged him. My email to Rob is only going to sound relevant to the message that I've already sent him on LinkedIn. Hey Rob, this is Nicolette. Once again, I'm glad that we've connected on LinkedIn. I noticed you haven't responded. Seems like you're very busy. I just want to reach out again to share with you my specialties in case there's something you can benefit out of it. Here's my website. I've been working with a lot of people in your industry, and this is what I help them with. If you have any questions whatsoever, I'd be glad to get in touch with you and share more and help you out with whatever you need. But in the meantime, visit my website. Let me know if you need anything, and I hope we could speak soon. Have a good day. And if you follow up on that note, it sounds genuine, conversational. Rob will definitely reply if the message that you've created makes sense to his business. If it doesn't make sense to his business, it's understandable that he or she doesn't reply. Now, I advise you to make a phone call within the week that you've reached out to Rob. Not the same day that you've sent your LinkedIn message or your email. It could be 2 days after you've sent your LinkedIn message and your initial LinkedIn message and your initial email, so that the guy has a reference already to why you're reaching out. If that's going to be my case, I'm just going to say, hey, Rob, this is Nicolette. We connected on LinkedIn recently. How are you? How'd you get my number? And why are you calling me? Funny thing, after we connected on LinkedIn, you kind of ghosted me. I still tried to send you a bunch of messages. I also emailed you, by the way, in your Gmail, because I saw that it's in your contact info. But I figured since you're in construction, you really don't have the time to go on LinkedIn, or your personal email is not something that you visit often. So I figured to just give you a phone call. I saw your number in the internet. How are you? Don't shy away from mentioning all of those facts. Like, I've messaged you on LinkedIn, I've emailed you, I've Googled you, I've done your research. Why? Because you're generally taking an interest to the person who's a complete stranger to you, and you're a complete stranger to them, but you're giving them truth about why you're reaching out. You're not aggressively pushing anything anyways. You just want to start a conversation and see if you guys have any mutual business interests you can talk about. Now, I guarantee you, with consistent follow-up weekly, all on LinkedIn message, direct email, and a phone call consistently every week, just once a week, that would suffice. You will land that time, that appointment, or that sweet deal with that targeted decision maker on your LinkedIn connections. Now, to make life easier for you, I strongly recommend that you also use automated tools. Why? Because this gives you more time to focus on other important tasks, while the automated tool sends you your follow-ups automatically, so you don't have to browse through your calendar or forget about someone. I use BigLinker that allows me to not just extract the data of my LinkedIn connections, since it saves the email address and phone number, allows me to send an email directly. This also allows me to extract every important detail from my LinkedIn connections as a CSV file, or through the help of Zapier integration, forward these details to my marketing tool. Zapier is compatible with MailChimp or Google or other marketing platforms that you may be using. So make sure to check this out to see if you can utilize the integration. But those are the tips that I can share with you today. If you have any more to add to that, make sure to add it to the comments below. Like my video and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more LinkedIn tips. Again, this is Nicolette. I'm the Director of Business Development for BigLinker.com, the best LinkedIn automation platform to grow your business. Visit our website, biglinker.com, to learn more, and I'll see you on my next video.